If there is anyone on this call or anyone listening to this who owns gold, is thinking about owning gold, has owned gold for the last 2 years, the question that is absolutely on their mind in one form or the other is, where is the bottom in gold? Where is gold going to bottom? Did gold just bottom? And so I want to talk about this question that I think a lot of us are asking who own gold or silver or precious metal mining stocks is, did gold just bottom this week, or did precious metal mining stocks bottom this week, or did silver bottom this week? So I'm not going to answer all three of those questions. The one question I'm going to do my best to answer is, did precious metal mining stocks bottom this week? So I'm not talking specifically about gold, physical gold, and I'm not specifically talking about physical silver. I'm talking about precious metal mining stocks, and to be even more specific, large cap precious metal mining stocks, the 30 largest precious metal mining stocks in the world, which makes up the ticker symbol GDX. Hey everybody, this is RC Peck. This is my weekly market situation report. And the thought I'm really having all week long is, did gold mining shares just bottom this week? So let's go ahead and look at that. And of course, I can't also get out of my mind, or I cannot get out of my mind, UBS, the bank out of Switzerland, I think it was last week or the week before, said something about gold possibly becoming obsolete. And I just love big banks. They're fantastic. They're so silly. So let's look to answer this question. Did precious metal mining stocks bottom this week? So the first price chart I want to look at is something called the Bullish Percentage. And what this does is it tracks this specific bullish percentage index, tracks 30 precious metal mining stocks. And let me kind of describe what you're looking at on the screen. Down here at the very bottom is 0. So if the line hits 0, that means 0 out of 30 major precious metal mining stocks are in an uptrend. That means when you see this line at the bottom back here in April, back here in May, and back here at the beginning of July, but no more, that means during those 3 periods of times, there were 0 large precious metal mining stocks on the planet that were trending up, meaning every one of them was trending down or had not yet trended up. And as you can see, they all kind of came up to this point back end of April, beginning of May. Then they hit that point here. Then it hit that point here again and broke up. So this point here, that's actually 10% on this chart, or 3 of 30 of the stocks. So when it hits 10%, that means 3 of those 30 precious metal mining stocks are in an uptrend. So we had 3 out of 30 in an uptrend here, 3 out of 30 precious metal mining stocks in an uptrend here, 3 out of 30 here, and now we have 4 out of 30, just like we had 4 out of 30 here before this major correction in the second quarter of 2013, where it just totally bottomed out. So from a bullish percentage, looking at those top 30 precious metal mining stocks in the world, we've definitely been bottoming a 1, 2, a 3. I mean, bottoming 3 times is incredibly, well, it's a very strong bottoming formation, and that's exactly what we had here, was a triple bottom here, and how many were trending down. Of course, that doesn't mean we can't go lower, but from a probability point of view, this is a good indicator that says possibly precious metal mining stocks have bottomed. Now, what I wanted to do was kind of look inside each one of these huge bottoming periods and look how precious metal mining stocks did against pretty much what they mine, which is generally gold and silver. So the first one I want to look at was the April correction. And on this screen, the blue line represents precious metal mining stocks, and the red line represents gold and silver, physical. So what I noticed during that April correction, that April bottoming, which was from April 17th to May 8th, it bottomed, but what I also wanted to know was what happened when it moved up. So after it bottomed, what happened? And what happened was GDX, or precious metal mining stocks, moved up 2.5 times faster than the metal, than an equal balance of gold and silver. So after that bottoming in April, what happened? And what happened was precious metal mining stocks moved up 2.4 times faster than silver and gold. Now they obviously then corrected back down to May, and they had another bottoming in May. And after the bottoming in May happened, what happened? And what happened was precious metal mining stocks went up 10.5%, and an equal weighting of gold and silver only went up 4%. So precious metal mining stocks went up 2.6 times faster after the May bottoming, which then gets us to the July bottoming. And you can see here that this correction, the July bottoming, this time precious metal mining stocks went up 2.7 times faster. So of those three bottoms, if you notice that the correction from precious metal mining stocks moving upward is becoming stronger and stronger as those three bottoms happened. So that is definitely moving in the right direction. Having a triple bottom on bullish percentage is definitely moving in the right direction if you want precious metal mining stocks to bottom. But I think the most important thing is bad news being able to push down precious metal mining stocks anymore, like really bad news, because I discount news almost 100% until things get at extremes, like very, very high extremes, like the stock market's at lifetime highs, and very, very bearish, dark bottoming periods where we are in precious metal mining. And so what I want to know is bad news able to push down precious metal mining stocks anymore? And so what I wanted to do is look at one precious metal mining stock that is getting absolutely the crap beat out of it with this year for sure. And even over the last 2 years, it's down 75%. Now, this is the third largest gold miner on planet Earth. It's Anglo Gold Ashanti Limited, and it has absolutely gotten pummeled. But I'm not so much interested in this right now, but I'm interested in this area right here over the last, say, 6 weeks, because there's been a lot of bad news about Anglo Gold Ashanti over the last 6 weeks. And the question is, was it able to take it out, push it down? And so I'm going to zoom in on this area right here and show you that, and then let's talk about that. So this is the zoomed in period right here, and look at the four things that came out against Anglo Gold Ashanti over this 6 week period. So the first one is they're going to probably have to take a $2.6 billion write down. Now that absolute number by itself may not give you a lot or a moment of pause, but let me say that number differently. Anglo Gold Ashanti is about a $5 billion. It's not even a $5 billion market cap company. It's less than that. So they're going to have to write down basically half of their market cap. Let's just say they are a $5 billion market cap stock, which they're not. They're less than that. They're basically going to have to write down half of that. That's like ExxonMobil, which is at about, I don't know, 400 billion right now, something like that, saying they're going to have to write off 200 billion. So the fact that Anglo Gold is coming out saying we're going to have to write down basically half of our market cap, you think it would tank the stock, but look at down here. Yeah, there was a move down, but I see no tanking here. To me, this is moving sideways. Then the second thing that happened in this 6 week period, which really has just happened in the recent week or two, is S&P came out and said, Standard & Poor's rating agency came out and said, Anglo Gold, we are officially making them junk status. They're officially junk status. And Moody's, before S&P came out and said that, yeah, we think Anglo Gold is at junk status too for any debt they want to sell to the world. Then the fourth thing that has come out against Anglo Gold Ashanti Limited in this 6 week period is that their mines in South Africa, there is a strong battle going on between the miners and the company that the miners, want their wages to double. But look at this. It came into this period, call it mid-June, absolutely getting cut down, and it didn't get cut down again. It bottomed. Now, I'm using Anglo Gold as an example as for the whole precious metal mining sector. But the fact that really horrible news came out on this one stock, and this is the third largest precious metal mining stock on the planet, it didn't collapse it. In fact, it's ending higher today at the close of the week than it started back in June 5th. And there have been other companies that have come out, Newcastle, Barrick, who have talked about writing down or are writing down tens of billions of dollars of bad acquisitions over the last decade. and it's not pushing down this sector. So looking at all this information, do I know for sure that precious metal mining stocks have bottomed? Of course not. Of course I don't. And attempting to find a bottom is a fool's game, is a poor man's game. And I'm not attempting to say that I can actually find bottoms. But what I am saying is news, bad news, really bad news, is starting to not have any negative effect on precious metal mining stocks, meaning all the horrible bad news for this sector seems to possibly be already priced in. And when all the bad news is already priced in, and this is pretty bad news that's come out over the last 6 to 8 weeks, that means bad news can't push the price down anymore. That means possibly the only direction left is sideways or up. And at least for Anglo Gold, over the last 6 to 8 weeks, it's been a sideways to up. And GDX has done some bottoming in July. So there's definitely a bottoming happening. It would be great for me to tell you for sure if it has or has not bottomed, but very interesting actions are taking place with bottoming happening in precious metal miners. I did not talk today about whether silver has bottomed or gold has bottomed, but today's talk was just about did precious metal mining stocks bottom, and the answer is it is definitely having a bottoming action. I am threatening to give you these free training videos. I will. I'm just putting together things. Always take longer. They're already done. They're completely done. I just want to put them in a format so it's easy for you to get without even having to opt in. I want to make sure you get those to understand why you want to diversify into strategies. So if you do own gold or silver or precious metal mining stocks, why you want to have a strategy buy those for you, and also diversify into other strategies so you're actually allocated into strategies and not asset classes or sectors. Because the fact is we are in a sideways stock market. We have been since 2000, literally November 21st of 2000. And history says we have probably about another 5 years of a sideways stock market. And how someone acts in a sideways stock market is very different than how someone should act in an uptrending stock market, which we're not in one of those secular long uptrending ones. We're in a secular sideways market. You guys take care. You have a great weekend, and I will speak to you then, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.